resolution, item 4. It's an amended resolution that's been provided. You have that, Ada, the amended resolution on number 4?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Deerfield Beach authorizing disbursement of $30,000 in outreach funding to the West Side Deerfield businessmen.
And Mr. Gantz, I believe.
Mr. Gantz has
Yes,
a question.
I got a couple of questions on this. This was originally stated in the budget.
Mr. Gantz, before you ask the question, is there anyone here from the West Side Businessmen? Mr. Cook, don't you have some information requested by the city manager or someone? Time to pass it out.
Thank you.
To each one of us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Also, I met a couple of things because I asked the city manager for it earlier in the day, and it was placed here on the inception of the $30,000 outreach for District 2. Did every commissioner get that? Did you get that, Marty? Mr. Gantz, did you get that?
No, ma'am, I did
Supposed to be
not.
on your table.
This is your second one here?
I think we're on the second page.
You got it?
Okay. This is what was handed to us just a little while ago.
Just, I met mine on the podium, but I had asked for it earlier, but I don't think the clerk could get it out no earlier before 5 o'clock. So,
Okay.
if you want to, I would suggest that if you want to be perusing it, why don't you put this to the end of the agenda?
If that's
It'll
acceptable.
give you time to check what you want, I'm sure. Well, that would hold them up, though. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I shouldn't say that.
Well, I prefer not to table this again, though I would like to review this, because I think this would answer some of the questions that I have concerning this. My biggest concerns, and this does partially address them, is the fact that this was originally stated in the budget, this $30,000, but that was for the Arlington Park family.
No, it's for community outreach.
Well, it says community outreach, but there's an asterisk next to it that says Arlington Park family in the budget.
Well, that's the one that I was arguing for. At that time, they were supposed to be trying to help me bring the elderly out of the houses and put them at the focal point. If you are aware, there were very few, not more than 3 or 4 African Americans at the focal point at that time. And that was because, you know, it was the food. They had all kinds of reasons as to why they didn't go. So when I first got here, I asked the Arlington Park family, who really helped elderly people, that was helping them before, to try and help me get a room there to encourage them to save on their light bills and caregivers not having to take days off from work. And they were mentioned because they were the first. But when I asked that the outreach money be placed in the budget, it was there because there is no social service nor economic development in the city of Deerfield Beach. We do have community development block grant funding, but that block grant funding is restricted according to HUD guidelines. You cannot do anything that's not approved by HUD. And that comes from the city being its own entitlement city. This $30,000 outreach is to help clean up, take care of affordable housing, which the West Side Businessmen does. They takes care of the affordable housing piece in the city.
Is that through the CHODO, or is this through this 24-unit apartment?
No, the CHODO is separate.
Okay.
They are the city of Deerfield Beach's CHODO, which requires when ship dollars, it's a state mandated that when SHIP dollars is allocated to a city, you must provide 15% or how much? Home dollars. When you use home dollars, you must provide 15% to a not-for-profit housing division, housing development organization.
Well, my specific concern is this. Back in August of last year, we approved $30,000 to the same group, which I believe was probably a budgeted item at the time there also, as far as community outreach.
Coming from the 207 budget.
Right. Now, a large portion of that $30,000 that was given at that time went to a back-due water bill. That helped them get up to par. Whatever happened with the rest of that money, I do not know. I believe the
See,
bill...
it's on the top of your financial statement.
Okay. That's what happened with all this. This is the one that you just handed us? Okay.
$5,000 was added to the 30 to catch up Wells Fargo and the water bill.
And the water bill was $21,000. We gave them 36 months ago. They were behind $21,000 in the water bill.
Yeah.
That was in August. In September, they made the payment that caught them up, which was the $21,557. My concern now is that since that time, there has not been a single payment to the city of
Well,
Deerfield Beach.
keep looking at your financial statement.
Excuse me, I'm going to interrupt a minute. I
Thank
feel
you.
that, obviously, Commissioner Gantz, this is something that you need to research more. Handing this to us tonight at this time and making a decision on $30,000, I just don't feel is appropriate.
I agree with you. That's fine
So
with
if
me.
somebody wants to make, and I don't believe anybody up here is against it, they just want to understand it and be
Yeah.
able to read it, and
But
right
the
now,
only,
it's...
Mayor, the only way he could get it is in the public, because you can't talk, we can't talk in...
Well, but I understand that, but when you're handed papers here right now that we're not even getting, from a commission meeting of August 24th, 2005, I guess I'm supposed to sit here, and I don't expect any one of my fellow commissioners to sit here and try to read this and make a, informative decision on it. And again, I don't believe any one of us are against any of this. I just feel that at this time... if
I just
someone
have
would
some
like to-
I agree, Ms. Mayor. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No. I mean, it's up to you if you want to continue the questions and answers up here right now, but if you would like to make a motion and have it tabled, then you can get with the city manager, or if any of the other commissioners have questions.